Are you thinking about buying a home, but you're worried about your credit score? If you are, don't panic just yet. Buying a home with bad credit is possible. Keep watching, and we'll show you how. Hi, everybody. I'm Lindsay Cohen, one of the experts here at Zillow. You're watching our series, Learn with Zillow, where we break down the world of real estate into bite-sized nuggets of knowledge that can help you on your journey to homeownership. Today, we're going to talk about something that might feel impossible: buying a home with bad or perhaps no credit. I know this situation might feel like a bit of a downer, but you do not need to feel that way. And you might not need to put your home buying dreams on hold. There are ways to finance a home with less than ideal credit. Getting a mortgage with bad credit. Okay, so what if you have a low credit score and you still want to get a mortgage? There are a few things you should know before you begin. First, let's start with numbers. A typical credit score ranges from 300 to 850. And here's how that breaks down. 800 and above, excellent credit. 740 to 799, very good credit. 670 to 739, good credit. 580 to 669, fair credit. Under 580, poor credit. Now, if your credit score falls in the fair to poor range, do not worry. There are still options for you. While a higher score definitely gives you good choices and lower payments, it's not the only factor that lenders look at when deciding whether or not to approve you for a mortgage. So, what's the minimum credit score you need to buy a house? Well, it really depends on the type of loan that you're applying for. For conventional loans, you typically need a score of at least 620. But if your credit score is closer to the 580 mark or even below it, an FHA loan may still be an option for you. FHA loans are backed by the government, and they tend to be more forgiving when it comes to credit score requirements. You may be able to get an FHA loan with a credit score of 500, depending on how large of a down payment you can make. Whatever your situation, just know many lenders will talk to you about your options with no obligation. So there's no reason not to start the pre-qualification process and see where you stand. And hey, good news, Zillow Home Loans is a direct lender. Check out the link below to learn more and get pre-qualified with no impact to your credit score. Fixing or preventing bad credit. Okay, so let's say you've got some bad credit. It still might be possible for lenders to give you a loan, but it can come with a high interest rate and more fees, since there's a greater chance you might not be able to pay the loan back. So it's in your best interest to improve your credit score before applying for a mortgage. And the good news is there are some things you can do right now to improve it. Start by paying down existing debts, especially high interest ones like credit cards. Stay on top of your bills as well. Missed payments can hurt your score. And don't forget to check your credit report for any mistakes. Disputing errors can make a big difference. Then there are things that will hurt your score, and these are things you definitely should not do. Don't close an account to remove it from your report. It doesn't work. Don't open too many credit accounts in a short period of time. Don't take too long to shop around for interest rates. Every time you apply, lenders will pull your credit report. Luckily, there's usually a 45-day grace period where multiple inquiries won't impact your score. How to buy a house with no credit. Okay, let's say you've got no credit at all. Don't worry, you can still get creative with your home buying strategy. Here's some tips for you. This may be easier said than done, but paying for a home entirely in cash is an option. This allows you to completely forego applying for a mortgage. But you don't have to pay the full price in cash to make yourself more attractive to lenders. Paying a larger down payment, such as 20% or more of the home price, means you'll borrow less money, and it shows lenders you're less of a risk. If you can put that much down, it can help show potential lenders you're financially stable enough to handle monthly payments, even if your credit history isn't perfect. If you have little to no credit history, government-backed loans like FHA loans can still help you buy a home. Seller financing is when the seller of the home acts as the lender instead of a bank. If the seller owns the home outright or has enough equity, they can finance the purchase for you. There's no credit check or required down payment, but the terms are up to you and the seller, since it's a private contract. Why were you turned down for a loan? If your application was denied, you can always have a conversation with the lender. If you've formally applied for a loan and were denied credit, the lender is required to provide you with a written notice within 30 days of their decision, explaining the reasons for the denial. Here are just a few reasons they might have said no. Overextended credit cards. If you've maxed out your credit cards or missed payments, that's usually a red flag to lenders. Previous loan defaults. If you've defaulted on loans in the past, that will likely ward off most lenders as well. Bankruptcy. If you've filed for bankruptcy in the last 7 years, that could be a major blocker. Overdue taxes. Lenders check your tax records, and if you've got overdue taxes, it's not a good look. Legal judgments. Any judgments against you, like unpaid child support, could hurt your application. Collection agencies. Lenders will see this, and it never bodes well. Overreaching. If you're asking for a loan that's too big for your current financial situation, that might also raise some concerns with a lender. Okay, so to wrap it up, yes, you can buy a house with less than perfect credit or even no credit. It might be a little bit trickier than if you had perfect credit, but it is doable. Try out some of the tips and strategies we talked about here, and you might find home ownership is within reach after all. Okay, so if this video helped you, be sure to like and leave a comment below. Also, check out the description box for all of our Zillow tools and resources. Thank you so much for watching.